Good evening and welcome to episode 2 of Becoming Mama, one actor's journey to playing Edna Turnblad. And in this episode we're going to talk about Edna, her character, about how I feel playing her, about some of the actors who've played her, just a little bit about Edna in general. So let's start off talking about the character of Edna. So as you know, if you've seen Hairspray, Edna is Tracy Turnblad's mom. She is married to a guy named Wilbur, who Wilbur owns a joke shop, and Mama, or Edna, she owns her own laundry, where she does people's laundry, she folds it, washes it, all this kind of stuff, and that's how she makes money. Now, Mama used to be a very small woman, but over the years, Mama has gained a lot of weight. So therefore, Mama has not left her house since like the 50s. So she is basically a recluse who's ashamed to go out into the real world because she's ashamed of what people will think about her or what people will say about her. She is very, very protective of her daughter for that reason. She becomes very upset when she finds out that her daughter is going to audition for a TV show because she doesn't want people to laugh at her daughter about her size, because Tracy's also a voluptuous woman as well. However, Tracy does audition, she gets on the show, and then Tracy decides to take her mama with her to a place called the Hefty Hideaway, which wants Tracy to represent them in their clothes. And she tells Mr. Pinky that Mama is her agent, so she takes Mrs. Turnblad out into the streets for the first time in a wonderful song called Welcome to the 60s, where you see Mama go out in the streets and she's starting to see how times have changed so much, and she ends up going into this place. And while she's there, Mr. Pinky's people give Mama this makeover. So she goes from, the hair and curlers, the frumpy look, to she comes out, she's got this beautiful dress on, her hair's done, she looks beautiful. She sings this part of her song where she's real happy, how good she feels. And she's like, your mama's hip, your mama's in, your mama's looking at herself and wondering where you been. She's got all these great lines. So she goes home and she starts to feel more confident about herself and her relationships with people. She starts wearing better clothes. She starts wearing her hair differently, dyeing her hair, things like that. Mama's confidence certainly picks up. She then has a song later called You're Timeless to Me, which she sings with her husband Wilbur, which is where I always say her and Wilbur rekindle their love life in this song, because I think she's realized by this time in her life that Wilbur loves her no matter what she does, no matter if she's a size 5 or she's a size 25, that Wilbur's always going to love her. And that's one of my favorite moments in the show, that song. And then at the very end, of course, you find out during Timeless to Me, that Mama used to be a dressmaker, and she quit making clothes after she got too large herself. So she, just quit making these clothes, but, she wishes that she could go back to this. So at the end, Mama comes out in this gorgeous dress that you realize that she made herself, and she ends up singing this wonderful song. And you kind of think that maybe later Mama decides to become a dressmaker for bigger girls. That's kind of how I think what happens to Mama. But anyway, Edna is such a diverse character. She goes through so many changes in Hairspray, and that's what I've always loved about Edna. She has a strength, in her that she doesn't realize she has in the beginning, and by the end of the show, she has developed this strength and this power of herself as a person and as a woman. Now, when you play Edna, you have to understand that Edna is played as a woman. Edna is not played as a drag queen or as a man in drag. No guy should ever play Edna like a drag queen, and I've seen that where guys are running around. That's not how you play Edna. You have to remember that Edna is a woman. Now, in the show, the secret is supposed to be the audience knows Edna's played by a man, but the cast doesn't. So, and the most important thing to remember is Edna is a woman. Now, some of the actors who have portrayed Edna throughout the years are Divine, who was the very, very first Edna Turnblad. Divine, it was a famous drag queen who he portrayed Edna. He's probably one of my favorite Ednas. I loved his Edna. He played her with such heart, and he was the person who made me fall in love with Edna, and I certainly want to attribute my Edna partly to him and to the other person I'm about to talk about in a second, which is Harvey Fierstein. Now, I love Harvey. Harvey is the second Mama. He played him on Broadway. He won the Tony for it. Harvey's got that voice like this, and I talked about that a little bit in my last video, and Harvey is Mama. To me, Harvey next to Divine, they're just the two favorite Ednas of all time. The third person to play Mama Turnblad in a video or in a recorded thing was John Travolta in the film Hairspray the Musical, and I liked some of what Travolta did. My biggest problem with Travolta was that he was padded so much. His face, his body, they padded him from his head to his ankles. He actually wore a mask, and to me he looked very fake and did not look real. So therefore his Edna was very unbelievable to me. But his singing and dancing and his acting, he really made you fall in love with the character of Edna and to feel sorry for her. John Travolta was really good at that. It was just that horrible look. I don't know why they chose to give him all those prosthetics. It just didn't look, it looked weird. They should just put him in drag like they did everyone else. And then again in Hairspray Live, which was on like 2 years ago, Harvey Fierstein then reprised his role as Mama. But these aren't the only actors who've ever played Mama, mind you. Mama has also been played by a ton of other actors, like Bruce Valanche has played Mama. And let's see, Michael McKean has played Mama once. From Lenny and Squeaky, Laverne and Shirley, he was a great Mama. Blake Hammond has stepped in and played Mama before. John Panette played Mama, and I love him. He is actually here on YouTube. You can watch his portrayal of Mama. I loved his Mama. He's also no longer with us. He passed away. But he is a wonderful, wonderful Mama. I love his Mama. It's just so wonderful and sweet and endearing. And of course, Michael Ball, who portrayed Mama in the London cast production, was wonderful. Paul Voigt played Mama as well, and he got to play it with Leave It to Beaver's Jerry Mathers as Wilbur, which I thought was so funny. So many people have stepped into it. Tony Gary from General Hospital, you know, have been Mama. Drew Carey played Mama. There's been so many people that have just taken on the role of Mama and made it their own. And that's the thing when you play Mama, is you got to play it, as I said, as a woman, but you also have to play a little bit of yourself into being Mama. A little bit of your own twist. You know, she's already a funny character, but I think each actor that has portrayed Mama has given her a little bit of their own, and that's what I'm trying to do. And one of the things that I'm struggling with right now is I've never performed in a musical to this degree. So, you know, I have to learn. I'm gone from directing the show to now being Mama, to being this character that, you know, oh my God, has to go through so much, and so much of the story depends on. And I'm terrified. Like, I don't read music, so they handed me the music the other day, and I'm like, what's this? Am I like blind? It's like, it was like Braille to me. I didn't understand it. So I'm having to realize that in order to be Mama, I'm going to have to come out of my comfort zone. I was very, very frustrated. I was like, you know what? It's double cast. Just let the other guy play Mama, and I'm done. I'm not doing this. I was very, very frustrated. But I realized that I can't let my frustrations get to me. The biggest thing was the director had said, I want Harvey Fierstein. So I was trying my hardest to sound like Harvey, and of course it was hurting my voice, and I wasn't really getting it. So I went to them afterwards, and they told me that they don't want a Harvey impersonator. They just had to lower the music into Harvey's range because it was written higher, and me and the other guy who are playing the role of Mama, we're both baritones, and we're not going to ever hit those high notes, and I'm happy for that because I sure know I won't hit them. So now that I'm on that path of playing Mama, and that's where they want to go, and they didn't want me to try to emulate this character, I think I'll be a lot better off and be able to play her a little bit more, and I'll find moments in the songs where I'll be able to put a little bit of that Harvey touch into it, as well as using my own singing voice. So that's definitely, like Mama, I'm going to have to overcome this obstacle of being terrified to sing in a musical. That's terrible because I love to sing, but I'm so terrified of singing and dancing in a musical, so this is definitely going to be my biggest obstacle. You know, as we talked about earlier in my earlier channels, if you watch my channel, was my just overcoming that to do auditions. I never thought I would get the part, but my God, just to go to auditions and sing and dance, I was like, oh my God, you know. So that's how much the character of Mama means to me. It's been a dream. It's been such an amazing, you know, time that I worked so hard to get this part. So I'm certainly not going to let a little thing like that stop me. However, what a break. I'm going to have to work hard, and I'm going to have to work hard as I can, and that's something I understand. So, like Edna, like I said, I'm going to overcome obstacles along the way until I succeed at the end and be glamorous. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching episode 2 of Becoming Mama. So much is coming, guys. I've talked to the director. I'm going to be doing some choreography rehearsals. I am going to do an interview with the young girl playing Edna Turnblad. So it's going to be so much. So thank you so much for watching Becoming Edna. If you wish to contribute to the channel, please do so at the bottom. Leave a tip at my PayPal. Or if you just want to drop me a line, leave a comment, anything like that, please feel free to do so. Coming up, I'm going to have so many great things on Becoming Edna. So thank you for watching, guys. And remember, Hairspray, you can't stop the beat. Okay, guys, thanks.